How are you? This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it, or don't. There's a lot of lament in the Bible too, so whether you're religious or not religious, you don't gotta be happy. It's actually very normal to not be happy. There's a lot of the Bible that's not happy, and God doesn't go, stop that. He actually is like, nice. I respect that. I'm just very passionate about that lately. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Like, yeah, it'd be nice, I guess. This pandemic sucks. We're not gonna rejoice and be glad in it. We're just gonna keep moving. That's absolutely the best we can do. There's no other solution. Rejoice and sometimes be glad. That's what the song should be. Sometimes rejoice and sometimes be glad in it. Sometimes lament in it and grieve in it. This is the day that the Lord has made. Sometimes it sucks, but we're still here. Today I'm going to tell you guys a story of the time that I bombed probably the hardest in my life. I don't know about the hardest time I ever bombed. This is the funniest time I ever bombed. One of many times that I bombed. This is a story of any other show. This is a story of what comedy is like. This is a story of what being a human being feels like in this world. This is a story of life that we all experience, and you can swap out the details, but we've all had it. I was working at a coffee shop. One of our regulars at the coffee shop, a very nice name, also named Jerry, he ran the Venice Surf Competition. I don't remember if that was its exact name, but it was something along those lines, a surf competition within Venice. He's a Venice local. He's old school Venice. He's not new tech money. He's not trust fund baby, but I act like I'm really poor and I skateboard Venice. But he's actually like old school Venice. He asked me if I wanted to do some stand-up at the ceremony, the final closing ceremonies of the Venice Surf Competition. And I was like, that sounds great. I'm still at a point in my career when it comes to shows in LA that I'll do anything. You give me a free beer, I'm there. You give me half a free beer, I'm there. You tell me that you have people that will listen to my jokes, I'm there. I get to what was it? The Elks Lodge? The Eagles Lodge? One of those lodges that it's like a yoga club or a CrossFit club for millennials, but it's like 2 generations back, and they named it after animals that people used to hunt, but now we like really respect, and it's mainly people over 50. This contest, the ceremony was there. It was at one of those lodges in Venice. I didn't even know they had those in Venice. You drive right past them. Freaking in Indiana, you've got a bunch of these. You don't have a bunch of these in Los Angeles, to my knowledge. Maybe we do. Maybe they're all among us. Maybe they're among us. Pretty sus. I got asked, hey, do you want to do this show? And I was psyched because I already had a different show that night, but it was like at a time that I could make it. So I was like, I'm going to do an improv show, and then I'm going to drive across town to do this stand-up show at a surf competition. What a fun show that sounds like, right? Surfers going to be chill. We're going to have people tired from surfing, so they're probably going to be quiet. Let me tell you, I walk in there, and it's a loud lodge. I get up there, I get told, hey, just so you know, you're the only comedian performing tonight. He had told me originally that there's probably going to be 1 or 2 more. He was like, but hey, you're the only comedian performing tonight, and you're only doing 10 minutes, and you're going to do it right before we announce everybody, and everybody's drunk, and nobody's paying attention, and there's the stage, and you're on in 5 minutes. So already an uphill battle we're facing. I'm pretty much climbing Mount St. Helens the day it erupts. Jerry introduces me, and he knows that I've been doing cranberry bits for a while. He knows that I have a lot of cranberry related material, and so he introduces me as the comedic stylings of Jerry the Cranberry. Now, I'm not in any way even planning on doing cranberry related material at this show. I don't do that show for people that I don't know, unless it's like over a 15-minute show, so that way we can like bring them up to speed on my personality before I start doing cranberry related jokes. How in the world am I supposed to get on stage after being introduced as the comedic stylings of Jerry the Cranberry and not do cranberry related jokes and just be like, I'm gonna ignore what he just introduced me as? That's not how you introduce somebody. Hey everybody, PSA, if you ever need to introduce a comedian, don't do that. Don't introduce them with an obscure part of their life that you know that nobody else knows. Maybe make it relatable. Maybe make it about something that you already know. Make people want to listen to you. If you introduce somebody as the comedic stylings of Jerry the Cranberry, I guarantee you everybody, me included, not going to want to listen to them. That's how it happens. I go on stage, I start doing my jokes. I used to work at a Chick-fil-A. Hey, let me tell you some impressions, everybody. Not the type of joke that a raucous and rowdy Venice Surf Competition competition wants to hear. I'm not gonna be talking about, don't you hate it when guys and girls go to the bathroom differently? Those type of jokes, which I feel like would have crushed at that crowd. I didn't do any of those. I did like weird, what I consider clever punchlines. I think I keep my energy up though. I'm pretty proud of it the whole time. I get, 5 or 6 people up front, a few people in the back right that are really paying attention, but for the most part, people are pretty loud and raucous. They're drinking beers, they're having a good time. I'm having a good time because every show is fun. Every show is important. Every show is a good time. As long as you can look at it as I don't need to get the whole crowd on my side. To me, what I judge in those situations is, did I power through if the crowd's not good? And then that's what I judge. I don't care what they do, but I had 4 or 5 people that were clearly enjoying it, so I'm really catering to them. I'm having a good time. Those are the people I'm making eye contact with, right? I get leaned into, like, hey, you got 1 minute left, when I had 1 minute left. So already kind of an interesting situation. That's not normal. Usually it's like I see the light at the back of the room at the end of the tunnel to say, hey, this bombing experience is almost done. But that didn't happen. Like the guitarist, I think, or maybe like the bass player from the band that was behind me the entire time. Okay, there's like a band, like a local band, leaned in me, hey, you're almost done. Maybe it was the DJ, something like that. I get told my time's almost done. I start wrapping up. I'm in my final joke, my circumcision testicle joke, which you've hopefully heard if you followed me for any amount of time. And I'm finishing up telling a joke, and at exactly 10 minutes, Johnny Cash's Ring of Fire, classic song, beautiful song, but in a dubstep remix, comes on to cut off my time right at 10 minutes. And I'm like, circumcision mixed up with castration. That's kind of like... down, 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 and I'm like, okay, I gotta go. I clip the mic into the mic stand. I go to the back of the room, and Jerry, the head of the surf competition, is like, hey, nice set. I'm like, you don't believe that one bit. Nobody in here believes that one bit. I think I had a beer, chilled for a second, was waiting to see if anybody would approach me and be like, hey, you did a good job powering through. I don't think that happened. And the comedic stylings of Jerry the Cranberry were not enough to entertain the people of the something lodge of Venice Beach, of old school Venice. Old school Venice, I've learned, is not my target demographic when it comes to my stand-up comedy. Who is my target demographic? We may never know, because maybe there is none. Maybe I have no fans. Maybe it's my mom. My mom's my target demographic. Kurt Vonnegut has a quote, always right for one person. For him, it was his sister. I think for me, it's my mom. Anyway, I'm going to end on that sweet note. This is like an episode of Modern Family where there's like laughs throughout, and then at the end, they say something like really profound and sweet. And you're like, that didn't really fit, but I'm glad it happened.